Shalom, my friends, and welcome to Orcs Must Die 2 by Robot Entertainment. Orcs Must Die 2 is a sequel to Robot Entertainment's first game, Orcs Must Die, which, while a very simplistic game, as there were orcs and they must die, it was also very entertaining, as it is essentially a third-person tower defense game where you control a character. In the first game it was the War Mage, and you place traps to kill hordes of orcs. In this, it's essentially more of the same, but there are more traps, more weapons. They've actually added new abilities called trinkets that are very helpful. Now this is a screen. You actually have the ability to play this game with more than one person over here with the Create Party button, because this entire game is co-op. So if you have a friend, you can just create party, invite them in, and take on any mission with them. And in here we have the different modes, Story, Endless, and Classic. Classic mode is simply, it takes games from the first Orcs Must Die game, put them in here, up the difficulty a bit to add to work with the fact that there are now more ways to deal with the orcs. Endless mode is just that. You select a stage, you unlock them as you go along, and as you go through, you get more and more skulls to upgrade your equipment until you lose, and then there's a story. Now, in the story, you get the ability to choose two different characters, the War Mage and the Sorceress from the first game, who is the second playable character. I personally chose the War Mage, as you see here. I've already played through and beaten the game previously. So we are going to play, and since I'm forever alone, I will be doing this by myself. Now, I'll stop talking, and let's get the story.
Was this how it would end? Trapped, surrounded. My power lost. I deserved so much more. They were coming for me. Once I was their queen. Now they would be my doom. Then, out of nowhere, new rift? It was different. Fragile. I felt a trickle of power returning. Barely there. Not enough to mind control even a single orc. Still, the rift offered an escape. As soon as I stepped through, I saw him, standing right in front of me with that ridiculous grin plastered across his face. I only had one thing to say. Run! Was it you?
What?
The rift! Can't you feel the magic returning? Did you open it?
Nah, I'm more of a closer. Hey, aren't you that crazy lady that tried to kill me?
There's no time! The orcs are right behind me!
Orcs?
And he's as witty as before, as you can obviously tell. Now, the difference between the War Mage and the Sorceress is the Sorceress starts with ice vents and acid traps. The War Mage obviously has these arrow walls and the tar traps, as you remember them. Personally, I feel the Sorceress actually gets kind of shafted in that regard, because the ice traps are nowhere near as effective as the tar traps, the slowing enemies, but the acid traps are actually better than his arrow traps, as it is a constant stream of acid rather than volleys like this. And the main difference between the other difference, I should say, is the War Mage has this blunderbuss. The Sorceress actually has a wand, a scepter of domination that lets you charm orcs to have them fight against their friends and make them very easy to kill. I personally actually find the Sorceress a bit more fun to play, possibly because she's a little easier on the eyes than this guy, but yeah. Now, the second ability of the blunderbuss is it shoots out that little grenade. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage at level 1 like right now, but it's great for knocking enemies around and into walls.
In your face.
Now, as this is stage 1, as you can imagine, this is really quite simple. I'm not paying much attention here, just run around shooting things in the face like that. The blunderbuss is actually a lot more powerful than the Scepter of Domination, especially if you get up close, but the Scepter of Domination has near 100% accuracy, which is better than this wide spread that the blunderbuss has to deal with. Plus it obviously knocks them back, which is very amusing. And now the standard, I'm just going to toss traps everywhere. It doesn't really matter. Again, I'm not trying too difficult, and I can't actually go through there. Oh well. Yeah, those mine carts are a new addition. They're new environmental hazards that a lot of maps actually have, that they are used, and I just knocked over that orc over the edge. Nice. Minecarts will kill all lower orcs in a single strike, but they will only stun and damage bigger enemies such as ogres. If they actually happen to hit them, it takes off a lot of damage too, so they're still very useful. And unfortunately here it's business as usual. If there was another person play with me, there would probably be at least double the orcs attacking us at this stage, but since again I'm alone, we just have this one little group of them, not too worried, they're not too difficult. But I will say, as the levels go on, they obviously get a lot more hectic, with more enemies that come at you, larger amounts, but you also get fun traps, such as my personal favorite, the swinging mace trap. I love the swinging mace trap. It was effective in the first one, it's just as effective in this one. Unfortunately, you don't happen to get that for a very, very long time. Well, this is the final wave, let's just clear them out. Hopefully you will find this game as fun as I do. I absolutely love playing this game. It's a blast alone. I just really wish I had someone to play this with, so I could do the co-op. It's a lot more fun in co-op. But, you have to make do with what you got, you know? And this is me completely ignoring the fact that an orc actually got through. I was paying absolutely no attention. And then I got this nice little warning, letting me know that, hey, someone actually got through. If I actually lost a life on this stage, I would be incredibly embarrassed. But luckily I did not. And now I'm just going to clear up these last of the orcs. And there we go. The first stage, nice and simple, especially on solo. Of course, the same skull system's back, but you also now have bonus skulls, because there are literally thousands of skulls you can spend in the spell book. Now, as you can see here, these are all the traps that you get along the way. And there's the, there's all the weapons that you get. The crossbow's back, it's the only thing that has the ability to headshot. Next are the trinkets that add nice passive bonuses, as well as giving you amazing little actives. And finally, the costumes. They really don't do anything, but as you complete the story and get skulls, you have the ability to just change your appearance. 50 skulls is quite a lot. It doesn't do anything besides make you look a little bit cooler. But that's really all there is. Thank you for tuning in, Shalom, and once again, until next time.